Hi, my name is Angela, and this is my Psychology 410 Learning Cognition Creativity Corner project. For my project, I'm going to be doing this 1,000-piece Ravensburger puzzle. I got it at Barnes & Noble, and I just think that it is super cute. So I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I thought that this was really good because this is going to be perfectly explained through cognitive concepts, such as chunking and problem solving and some other concepts. I'm going to be doing a time-lapse video on me completing the puzzle with some interjections, me explaining the concepts with progress photos. So let's get into it. So the first thing I did was start by sorting out the puzzle pieces according to whether they were end pieces or middle pieces. I used cognitive speed and visual scanning, and with this I was able to quickly recognize whether a piece had a flat side or not, and then sorted them into the piles appropriately. Okay, so I've just sorted out the pieces to the four corners, and we have all the end pieces and all the middle pieces. So now I'm going to build the border, and then once that's done, I'm going to start working on the middle. An important part of the problem-solving aspect of the puzzle is how I represent the problem in my mind. Rather than seeing an entire puzzle that needs to be completed one piece at a time, I see different problems within the puzzle that need to be solved. The first one was sorting out the end pieces and corner pieces from the middle ones, and the current step is building the border. After that, I work on sorting out the pieces with words on them, and then I place those pieces on the puzzle in a grid fashion. Okay, so I have the border pretty much done. There is one missing piece here, and at the end I was struggling a little bit because it was this piece, I believe. I had it here. And you see it looks like it fits, but it just barely doesn't fit. So I had to put it there. So I have one missing piece. Same thing happened down here. So yeah, trying to work on the middle. So this was sort of a repeat of the first part I did where I was sorting out the end pieces, except in this part I'm taking the pieces that have words on them and sorting them out, so then later I can piece the words together. Okay, so now I have sorted out all of the word pieces. So that's all of these little things. So I did that because, first of all, it is easier to identify them. Second of all, it orientates the words. And third of all, it is easier to put words together because you have like the beginning and the ends of the words and all that fun stuff. And then I just, the pieces that I really knew where they were, I just went ahead and put those together. So I thought that this was going to be the most fun section because I knew how every single word was oriented since they had words on them. However, this proved to be the hardest section since I had to individually look at the box every time I needed to place a piece, and so this was very time consuming. Okay, so just got most of the names down. It took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take, but everything is in its place. So I'm now going to probably get some organization going on with these big colors and trying to put them together. Yeah, I'm gonna do that next. So now we're getting into the main part of the puzzle. This is going to be the rest of the video, just a very long time lapse. This took about 8 hours. So now we can get into describing the concepts. So perception can be described as experiences resulting from stimulation of the senses. My perception of the puzzle pieces changed as my context and environment for the pieces changed. As I placed the pieces together, I was able to look at the puzzle piece that once looked like a random blob of color, and then I was able to see a chunk of picture out of it instead. So this was very relevant in, you can see the side piles, especially the rhinoceros. It just looked like a huge of gray in the middle, so I had to individually look at those pieces really carefully. Second of all, there is mental rotation, and that refers to the ability to imagine how an object has been seen from one perspective and how it would look if it was rotated in space to a new orientation and to be viewed from that perspective. So this would be me rotating the puzzle pieces' orientation to fit them into other puzzle pieces, and I use this when I'm assessing which pieces to grab from the piles of similar pieces. The power of imagery to improve memory is tied to its ability to create organized locations at which memories for specific items can be placed. So pre-handedly placing the names of the animals down before building their images allowed me to improve my spatial memory for where the animals go once I began to find the pieces to make their image, and this allowed me to finish the puzzle quicker. This is also known as the method of Loki, a method for remembering things in which to be remembered are placed at different locations in a mental image of a spatial layout. So once I got to this section of the puzzle, it really just turned into grit more than problem solving. I really was getting down to the pieces that I didn't want to use, so it was lots of brown pieces of similar shades. So it took a lot of attention to detail in order to establish which patterns were amongst these little differences in the shades, and specifically which shades and shadows belong to which brown animals. You can also see the outline forming for the yak in the top left corner, and then you can see the little gopher thing in the bottom, and then you can barely start to see the alpaca or llama outline on the right side. So this was just a lot of trial and error for pretty much the rest of the puzzle. So for the rest of the video, I think I'm just going to let you sit and watch me struggle, because these last couple pieces probably took me a good 4 to 5 hours, probably the majority of the puzzle. So enjoy!